So one question that we've been getting quite frequently is whether or not you as an employer should have a remote work or telecommuting policy. And it's a great question, one that I think that's become into sharper focus more recently as, of course, businesses and organizations aren't able to operate at full capacity and have employees who are indeed working remotely. This is not something that's expected to necessarily curtail, certainly in the short term. There's no legal requirement that you have a telecommuting and remote work policy, but there's a lot of very good practical reasons to have one. And I think it's something that as an employer, you need to look at and decide, how is this working? Are there issues that we need to address? Do we want to have those issues in writing? And so you need to assess those. Certainly, where you have an employee who is performing remote work in a different state outside of New York, there is a myriad of potential issues that can come up there in terms of whether the laws of that other jurisdiction apply to the employee and the employee's work, even though your business organization may be located here in New York and not in that state. So again, I think it's something that you need to look at carefully. I think there's plenty of very good reasons to have such a policy in place. And again, you got to decide how that fits best for your business or organization. Pete, any additional thoughts?
Well, the only thing I guess I would add is that no action is in fact action in this context. So, to the extent that somebody decides based upon their individual analysis that they don't need a policy or that the current status quo is adequately addressed, then that's a decision, and that may be fine for some employers. But I think it would be advantageous to do the analysis, to understand what your business needs, to understand what's in place now and how it's working, and then proceed from there. I think in most instances, people are going to decide that they would like some form of policy to memorialize what they're doing and perhaps reset expectations if issues have cropped up. So I think most folks are probably going to want a policy at the end of the day. But if you decide not to, I think that should be a conscious choice.
I think that's right, Pete. Again, I think there's the expectations too is something key. Making sure we're clear about, as employers, what our expectations are in terms of productivity, responsiveness, availability. Those are all things I think that are good to spell out and be clear about in a policy. And if not, and you decide that's not appropriate, through some other communication too. Great. Well, we thank everyone who's viewing this. If you have questions, please reach out to us or reach out to your bond attorney. We're happy to help. Thank you.